Hello, 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 everyone. Yeah, you caught me trying to fix my bangs before I went on live. We'll just wait a few minutes as people start to join us. Hi, Carol. Hi, Tammy. Were you waiting? When's you gonna go live? I did that earlier today. Wanting to watch somebody's live video, and what I realized, like I'm searching this one group, another, and then their page, and yeah, it doesn't go live until tomorrow. That was silly. So, ah, just want to wait a little bit as people start to pop on. That's interesting. It's been a while. Hey, Shanna. Oh, Shanna's in the house. Shanna's my daughter. It's not very often that she gets on here live, but I haven't done a live in a long time. And you know what's really interesting? All winter long, my throat has been, every time I want to do a live, my throat just would start to close up on me. And I was starting to feel that stuff again. So I'm really going to have to dig deep into that. Hi, Joan. Thanks for joining. We'll just wait a couple more minutes as people are starting to pop on. Because I want to talk tonight about, I know I wrote a long post about my experiences over the last 2 months with this woman, Marilyn. And well, we'll just let everybody just start catching up. I feel like we're supposed to go because I can sense her with me because she knows I'm going to go on live. I want to honor this soul of this woman, this this sweet soul that was hidden so far down behind this exterior of this, she was 79, so she's seen a lot in her life. Hey, Mickey, thanks for joining. And Marilyn is somebody that I've known of most of my married life, yet got to really know her starting in June when her body just started breaking down. Had no clue why, and they needed help. And my husband and Marilyn's husband, they both were farmers, and I was asked to go help. I was asked if I would help. And for some reason, and this is something that I could not portray in the words. Hey, Tammy, thanks for joining. When I was asked to help take care of this woman, they have no children. They do have family members, yet they weren't showing up like they needed, like how she needed people to show up. Hi, Kim. Thanks for joining. And tonight I'm talking about honoring a precious soul. Her human name was Marilyn, and she passed on Tuesday. And the glorious gift that I was given. And some of you know that I work in multi-dimensional areas, and I'm like, why are you sending me to this woman? God, universe, whatever you want to call that highest. And even though I was honored that I was asked, and I said yes to that, I had, in the process over the last 2 months, a realization when I asked the right person, because I kept asking that question, why me? Why am I being asked? And there was 2 other ladies, so it wasn't all on me. So there was 2 other ladies also helping out. Just want to make sure I give them credit also. That probably helped, yeah. I was about ready to say probably helped more than I did, but that's not the point, right? See how I just like caught me saying that? So there's going to be a lot of lessons. I can already feel them coming through. How we dishonor ourselves for the work we are doing, women. For that moment in thought, which I caught and was about to say, oh yeah, they probably did more than I did. It's not matter, doesn't matter of the time, it matters of the quality. And I wanted to share this special moment, the special moment that I could not portray in words of being with Marilyn, because this is how I have something about me is about dignity. When women, especially women are in this, for all, but especially women, of when they're incapacitated and they require help, and to know that they are being taken care of in dignity, which is royalty, right? And I had this intuitive thought that came through that said, give her a foot and leg massage. Now this woman, Marilyn, she was, even though she was 79 up till June, she could run circles around most 50-year-olds, let alone 60s. She's 79. She's never been to a doctor. She had a very healthy life, like in physical health. And her whole attitude was, well, Tammy, at least I had a good 79 years. And I want to honor that attitude. I want to honor that attitude she had. And I also, so when we take care of somebody that's incapacitated to that degree of, she had everything else was good. She just, her body was just breaking down and we didn't know why. And I asked her if she wanted a leg massage. And she was just like stunned. Stunned. And as I'm massaging, that also helped the fluid. And I'm massaging her feet, but more in her from her ankle up to her knee. She was in heaven. She said, and this is not about me. This is about the act. And when we listen to this calling, because other things just got pushed to the side because I knew that I knew I was to be there with her, for her. And when my hands started getting tired after like 30 minutes, I'm like, okay, I think we're done. She's like, oh, you gotta stop. What? Don't stop. And we just started giggling. But in that moment of the massage, in those moments, she was at peace. She was at peace. She was being nurtured. And this is something that for us to do with not just ourselves, which is vital, but for other women, and not to wait until they get to that point. You know, there's all kinds of, way back centuries ago, that's what women did for each other. You know, when you would see, they would go bathe in the rivers together and wash each other's back and be with each other in those ways of nurturing and caring for each other, which is astonishing, so astonishing. And to experience that now as an adult in this time frame which I did a number of years ago. It was very interesting. It was like to be washed by another woman, to be cared for by another woman that's just loving you for who you are. And so having that knowing about myself and to bring it forth for Marilyn, and just knowing that she was being nurtured the last 2 months of her life, which none of us knew it would be the last 2 months of her life. None of us knew that. And as I was getting ready today for her wake tonight, I kept asking, okay, how do I honor you? How do I even give more of, how do I create something for other women? Or how do I, because here's the thing too, ladies. When we don't speak our truth, or when we do and the other person we're speaking our truth to does not listen, it usually means we have weak boundaries or no boundaries at all. I've learned this in my life. I'm still working on this in my life. And that's something that's really, really important that we stop and look at, is how are we allowing others? Because I don't want to give too much of the personal stuff of Marilyn. But it just reminded me, this whole situation of when we, one, don't take care of ourselves, nurture ourselves, and we give all of us to everyone else, we deplete ourselves. And this is just a gentle reminder for all of us to take that to heart when you see it again as a reminder. It's like and I know she wants you all to know this. Don't make the same mistakes I did. See, I feel her here right now with us, like stronger. This is her. Don't make the mistakes I did. She was never taught how to nurture herself. She didn't even know she could. So how many out there of you even think you need permission to even consider, let alone actually do it, take care of yourself? I call it my me time. And I schedule it out on my calendar, so I know that I have it already there, set in stone. So I don't allow life to take me out or get busy somewhere. It's on my calendar. Okay, this date, time, and whatever is in that spot. So I'm just asking Marilyn. Taking care of ourselves. So what are you doing right now? So you just start thinking about how and what you're doing, if you're not doing something, and what brings you joy, what really. So the word nurture is just coming strong, strong, strong. Nurture, nurture. That's even bigger than saying take care of myself. What? Yeah, there we go. There we go. Feel that energy just like drop in. Nurture. What? How do we nurture one another? And it's not always by accolades or by voicing something. It's by doing an action. that is full of love, that has no agenda behind it or underlying it. No agenda. That's a true act of love. So do you know somebody, thank you for that, do you know somebody that you could do a total random act of love for that will help to nurture them? That will help to nurture them. And one of the, okay, so yeah. If you ladies have any questions or comments or want to say anything, feel free to type them in the text chat. If you like what I'm saying or you want me to say something else in another way, just let me know. Okay, so when we nurture, we honor. Okay, thank you. When we honor, so when we nurture, we honor. That raises our energy level, that raises our vibration. So as we honor ourselves and we honor other women by a sacred act. When I was taking care of Marilyn, my grandmother kept coming and kept coming and kept coming. And it reminded me of the time when I was a little girl and washing my grandmother's feet because she had a back surgery and she couldn't take a bath. And we had to help take care of her and washing her feet. And this also reminded me of, because I will tell you, Jesus came to visit me in Maryland. And it reminds me of the story that I was taught as a little girl about Jesus washing the feet of the apostles, disciples. And I never understood that because nobody really went into the whole gist of that act. They just like, Jesus washed his feet, blah, 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 blah. And then they just go on with the story. But when we stop and we go right into that moment and how sacred that is, how sacred of an act. And I didn't get it like until 2.5 years ago in February of 2016, I think it was, when I'm over in Egypt on a sacred journey trip, and we're walking everywhere and everywhere and everywhere, and I wear these sandals that have these crisscrosses on them, and I take them off when I get back to our room, and I see the lines. Like I see how dirty my feet are. And in that moment was like the biggest aha of, oh, I get it, Jesus. And instantly he was there with me. I get it. This is such a sacred act of washing a person's feet. A sacred act. So what if we together, all of you that are here live or listening to the replay, what if there's one act that in life we just do because we do, but now you have this new awareness, this new thought of, is that sacred? Can I create whatever, like washing the dishes? Okay, everybody, I would think, washes dishes. What if you created that as being a sacred act? Like create a sacred act in your life somehow. Let me share with you. You wash a dish and you're in a sacred, and you're in this energy of feeling this is a sacred act. You put the dish away. Somebody else comes and gets that dish, puts food on it. It's emanating sacredness. It's emanating sacredness within your cabinets, within your home. It's the food that is now laid upon it is getting that energy of sacredness into the food. The next person, and when the person eats the food, There's an energy of sacredness with the food. Creating, to start with one, a sacred act. As I was, and that's why I felt like when I was, so I'm in Egypt, and I know, I get it. I get it. Like, it's in my bones. I get it. Of the washing of the feet, and what that just. So when I am massaging Marilyn's feet, ankles, and her shins, calves, Jesus is there with us. Master Jesus is there. And just pouring out this love. So which catapulted even more of the nurturing that Marilyn was feeling. So just one act, ladies, one act that we do, we can carry such a high vibrational energy into the world, into your life, into your body, into whatever that act is. And being around like Marilyn, and as I was sharing a little earlier, I kept asking, how can I honor her even further than tonight? For a Catholic funeral, they have a wake, and that's where my husband and I were tonight. And it was really amazing that even though I knew of this lady for, decades, never really interacted with her, because just our paths never crossed until now. And from June until now, I just started saying I love you. Like, it just came out like, whoa, I love you. And I kissed her on the forehead before I'd leave. And even that act, which wasn't even thinking it was an act. It was just like this caring, like such a deep caring. But it was so genuine. And it never felt odd. And she just adored it. Oh, Tammy, I love you too. And sharing this with you all, and asking how can I take this forth, and how can I bless even more people with this energy. So I created all of you that, whether or not you know, I do, hey Kathleen, thanks for joining. I do intuitive healing sessions. I mean, that's just, I don't even know how to explain what I do, because it freaking rocks everybody's life every single time they have a session with me. So what I did is I created I'm doing $100 off a session. So that's my gift. That's my surprise. That's my bringing forth, because one of the things that really came to light, which this is also coming back around to my grandmother, is the suppression, the women of that generation. And I know even in mine, I'm 57, because I was there, of how we do not speak our truth, and how we just keep masking and masking and masking, and pushing it down and pushing it down and pushing it down, or sweep it under the rug, sweep it under the rug. And it's time, ladies, it's time that we have to bring this stuff forth. We have to bring it forth. We have to start healing ourselves. If it's just one step. So in honor of Marilyn, in honor of her life, in honor of my grandmother, because my grandmother never spoke up. for herself. Very, very, very seldom. And I really think that that's why she passed from throat cancer. Had I known what I know now then, who knows, right? But anyway, so in honor of women, in honor, okay. In honor of all the women that are too afraid or don't even know how to speak their truth, that have been suppressed and repressed so much of their lives and didn't know boundaries. For all those women, I bring forth, thank you for that. Kathleen, can you feel that? The Marys are here. Whew. They've joined this. I bring forth this special, this gift of having a session with me for only $88. It's $100 off. I'm going to be posting that link in the Facebook group. It's a limited time. September 5th, I am leaving to go on another sacred journey trip to Ireland. Every time I do a sacred journey, every time I go on a trip, doing a sacred journey trip, it catapults me beyond anything I could ever imagine. It expands my gifts. It brings new things online for me. It accelerates what I'm already doing. And there's no end. There's no end. So I wanted to share that gift from me to you, from Marilyn to you, just by honoring her soul and helping other women to break through, break out, unearth their preciousness. That's what I'm here to do. That's part of my soul mission. So if I can save, okay, cancel the save. If I can guide or teach a woman how to catapult themselves, how to get themselves out of their situations, how to start to speak with their truth, to at least practice it with me, to help them also with their divine soul expression. Because that's one of the things with this okay, so Marilyn's just like, oh, do this and this and this, and kind of hard on the outside but soft on the inside kind of woman. And she was freaking hard worker, man. And she could still lift bills. She could still lift bills, you guys. Ladies, she could still lift bills up until June, feeding the cows. And when I took her to her cancer doctor, I took her to a doctor appointment. Let's just say it like that. And that's when it was confirmed she had breast cancer. And so when we left, I'm like, okay, at least now we know what's going on. But you just went through this doctor appointment that's pretty, stressful. I'm like, I'm taking you out for ice cream. She was so touched. She cried. And then she said, okay, so I take her to Wendy's. to get a chocolate frosty. And she's sitting in my car and she's like, "Oh, Tammy," in her German accent that I'm not even going to try to pretend to do. "Oh, Tammy, oh, them frosties, they're the cure-all for everything, girl." And it was like the little kid in her came out to play for a little bit. And it was so much fun to see this part of her come back alive again. And that's what we do when we also work on our inner self, when we start our healing process, when we do some kind of inner journey work, is we start to reconnect to that child within us. We reconnect with our soul on a deeper level and start bringing back those fragmented soul pieces that's been lost over lifetimes. We start to heal our ancestry, our ancestors, our lineage. Like what legacy are you leaving? And it's not just leaving, what legacy are you living right now? Right now. Oh, did you just feel the uplift of that energy? Like I can hear so much singing going on. So I share this gift with you all. Like I said, I will post it in the Facebook group, the link to where you can go and schedule a time. And you can schedule into September and even October if you can't do it right now in August. And I know August is pretty busy for people, but I will tell you that the special code that you're going to get for the $100 off a session, that's only good until August 31st. And then in the computer somehow, it just like goes away. So take advantage of it, ladies. Take advantage of it. You will be glad you did. You will be glad you did. And let other people know about it. Let other women know about it. In honor of Marilyn and in honor of my grandmother, and in honor of all women that have lived a suppressed and repressed life or are still living that. I send this to you. Thank you for joining tonight. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm here for you all. Just go ahead and, hey, Mindy. Hey, Tara. I'm getting ready to sign off. So, girls, watch the replay and you'll get that special little gift. Okay. I'm going to go post that now in the Facebook group. Cheers, everyone. You matter. Your joy matters. You matter. You matter. So much love. So much love to all of you. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Cheers, everyone.